Hey there everyone, Garrett here from the Back YouTube channel, and today I thought I would do a quick top 10 list of my favorite movies of 2022. The picks here are in no particular order, they're all favorite movies of the year, but however my single favorite movie of the year will be at the #1 spot at the very end of the video, so make sure you watch all the way through. That being said, let's go ahead and go through the top 10 movies of the year in my humble opinion.
30 plus years of service.
That's right, at number 10 we have Top Gun Maverick, the movie that, with Avatar: The Way of Water, saved the box office this year and proved that the theater experience is no longer in trouble, at least is not as much as we thought it would be. Top Gun Maverick is an incredible film. It takes the heights of the original film and actually goes even higher, in my opinion being a better film than the original. This time around, we have an incredible supporting cast for the film with both Glenn Powell, we also have Miles Teller, and the rest of the supporting cast, backing up a career-best performance from Tom Cruise, in my opinion, in this film, with some of the best cinematography we've seen all year, but also some of the best visual effects, just because you can't really tell what's real and what's not. It's a great film, and most of you out there have probably seen it, so there's no point in me even really talking about it more than this. Top Gun Maverick is at number 10.
Making friends here is sometimes what saves people's lives, or what gets them up out of bed in the morning.
And the number 9 spot, we have a documentary that came out this year on HBO Max called We Met in Virtual Reality. As someone who plays VR chat a lot myself, I've made a lot of friends through VR chat. Quick shout outs to everyone I know from VR chat, you know who you are. This documentary beautifully illustrates the kind of power that this platform has in creating relationships between people, whether romantic or interpersonal, and the power that this kind of platform had during the pandemic and even the times outside of it. It's also just a wonderfully positive documentary. It does have what I considered my favorite moment of film in 2022 during the middle of it. While it may not necessarily be a perfect reflection of everything that goes on in VR chat, it's still a beautiful film, and if you have HBO Max, I highly recommend you watch it.
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
In the number 8 spot, I'm putting Jackass Forever. Yes, your favorite prank and stunt movie is back after it was actually one of the first movies to go back into production during the pandemic, testing safety protocols and things like that. And you might be wondering why it's on here. So 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm a huge Jackass fan. I love the TV show, I love everything, all the movies they've done. It's just kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. But number 2, this was the first movie back in theaters where it was with a large audience and everyone was laughing together. And I'll be hopefully doing a video essay on this sometime in the future on why I think Jackass is important, especially in the post-pandemic era. But it was really the first time it felt good to be around your friends again, just like they were in the movie. It's one of the funniest times I've had all year in the theater, and was just an absolute pleasure to watch from beginning to end.
Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
At number 7, we have The Batman. In a year flooded with superhero movies, not all of them may be living up to expectations, we have the one that exceeded my expectations, and in being probably one of the best Batman films ever, in my opinion, with some incredible cinematography and awesome performances, especially from Paul Dano and Robert Pattinson. This film is a must-watch for superhero fans, but also for film lovers. They do so much with the cinematography in this movie to make the city feel as oppressing as the characters themselves. There's so much done when it comes to the lore of Batman. I think they do it right in this film. It's a much different Batman film than we've ever gotten before, and because of that, I love it, and it's number 7 on my list.
What if I told you that today you'll leave here different?
In the number 6 spot is Jordan Peele's new movie, Nope. I love this movie, as did my co-host Adrian, and I think the social commentary that this film was going for, while not everyone seems to have gotten it, was very powerful. The human need to see spectacle and to control. We have that need, we want to control everything, and it's a very permeating piece of commentary and factor throughout the story. And if you watch it through a second time with the knowing of what exactly the film is going for, everything makes sense and it becomes a much better watch. The performances this time around, especially from the lead cast, are incredible. The visual effects are really cool, especially with Jean Jacket, which is the UFO that is in the film, and some incredible cinematography as well. Nope is a huge boon. It is a huge plus for anyone that considers himself a film fan, a horror fan, or even just a blockbuster film lover, which I think Nope is a little bit more catering towards a wider film demographic because of its kind of more blockbustery nature. And it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it, especially if you have Peacock. It's on there and you can stream it.
Call him Sonny Larry. Didn't you and he used to be the best of friends?
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
Who says we're not? Sit somewhere else.
In my number 5 spot is The Banshees of Inisherin, a wonderful dark comedy from director Martin McDonagh that released on HBO Max, and you can now stream it through there. It features some awesome performances from both Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell, as well as Kerry Condon and Barry Keoghan. The movie is funny, but it is also pretty dark. It is a dark comedy, and most of its pleasure, most of its nature comes from the situations, but also the dialogue. The dialogue is really the king of this movie, and it's one of the best scripts all year. If we had a screenplay award at the Drive Back Awards this year, it probably would have gone to The Banshees of Inisherin, likewise as it will probably go to the film for most of the awards this season. However, if you're looking for something good to watch that is a little bit more indie than your typical kind of big budget film, if you're looking for something clearly different than Top Gun or anything like that, highly recommend The Banshees of Inisherin. It is on HBO Max.
Father!
Remember, for whom you shed your last teardrop.
I can feel now.
In the number 4 spot is a film that doesn't seem to be getting as much awards attention this year, and that is The Northman. This is a new film from Robert Eggers, who is one of my favorite directors currently in the industry at the moment, doing both The Lighthouse and The Witch, which are both awesome films that you should also watch. The Northman is a bit of a step away. It's a little bit more of a big budget, blockbustery movie that doesn't lose its indie or art house sense of charm. You have incredible performances from Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, and the rest of the cast in this film. It's unlike any other Viking movie I've ever seen. It feels more gritty, it feels more realistic, with just a hint of that mysticism and that kind of magical element thrown in there, not as much as one would think, but it is an incredible film, and if you really want to scratch the itch for something kind of like big budget fantasy as well, this is a really good film for that, and I highly recommend The Northman. It is also a gorgeous film.
You was able to draw out a user's hidden strengths.
I can finally sing again.
She made it on used global music charts, just as I expected.
I'm so dead!
Number 3 is a pick I don't think you'll see on anyone else's list, and that for me is Belle, the movie that came out in January of 2022 here in the United States, which means it's a 2022 release to me. I love this film. I think it is an absolutely astonishingly beautiful film. I also think it is a very well written and very well crafted film musically as well. And I own the film on its 4K collector's edition. I've watched both the Japanese and the American versions, or the English dubs, excuse me. And both are equally as good. I love this film, I love its message, and it tells a more interesting story than I think The Beauty and the Beast, which is clearly based off of and expands upon. I actually think it's a more interesting and engaging story in today's environment. The Beauty and the Beast is always going to be a classic film, but this in today's zeitgeist makes a lot more sense, and because of that, it's number 3 on my list.
Movies are dreams that you never forget.
Number 2 is a movie that rekindled my passion for film yet again, and that is The Fabelmans. This somewhat fictional, somewhat real autobiography for director-writer Steven Spielberg is just a pleasure to watch. Honestly, it is, from beginning to end, it is a joyous exploration of how one has developed their passion for film and this need to make and this need to create, which I, as a creator and as a writer and someone who's interested in film, very much identify with. It's an awesome film, and if you have the chance, I would go see it in theaters, but you can rent it for $20 on streaming services if you can't find it nearby. trust me, it is one of the better movies this year. It is worth the price. And with some incredible performances from Paul Dano, Michelle Williams, and newcomer Gabriel LaBelle on top of Seth Rogen and other actors, this movie is really is awesome. I highly recommend that you check this one out.
Evelyn, I'm not your husband. I'm another version of him from another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Very busy today. No time to help you.
And finally, in my number one spot is my favorite movie of the year, which is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yes, I don't think there was a more perfect film that came out this year than Everything Everywhere All at Once. From its editing, to its directing, to its writing, to its acting, even its music, its quirky visual effects, and just how much work went into this movie. This movie is near flawless, in my opinion. I think it is beautifully done. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert deserve every accolade they are getting this award season, as do Michelle Yeoh, Stephanie Su, and Ke Huy Quan. They all deserve all the love, and I can sincerely hope that this wins Best Picture at the Oscars. I think it'd be a huge boon for the industry, and I think, A24 is one of the best production houses right now, in my opinion. They need the love, they need that push to keep making content like this, and Everything Everywhere All at Once is, simply put, the best movie of 2022. It's a little hard to find on streaming, but if you can find it, it is truly worth it, and you will be rewarded with one of the most joyous, funny, action-filled films that this year had to offer. And that's it for my top 10. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Or do you even have your own top 10? I'd love to hear from you down in the comments down below. I do read them all if I, have the time to. But go ahead and comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to think and what you have to say. Also, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow us. Hit that little bell for notifications, as we are going to be going through a rebrand very soon. So make sure you're on the lookout for that, and we can't wait to see you then. Have a good one.